everybody, welcome back. It's Simone again, and today I'm going to be doing a little sketchbook tour comparing a 2010 sketchbook, actually two sketchbooks from between December 2009 and May of 2010, and then one sketchbook from February to June of 2020. So I thought this would be a fun little idea, kind of looking back at the history of like the sketchbook work I've been doing. So this is actually my first sketchbook. It's this little, and you can tell a lot has changed. But this first one, I'll move these other two out of the way for a second. I'll just do a quick flip through of these old ones because they're pretty self-explanatory. I was pretty young when I got this. I was turning 12. And as you can see, I worked almost exclusively in colored pencil. And I used to draw a lot of like food, these little food characters. I think it's an interesting kind of looking at how things started. I did a lot of like comics, or like not comics exactly, but kind of cartoony stuff, lists of things, like unhealthy stuff, and then it's just a bunch of drawings of that. Yeah, I actually got this from an aunt for Christmas, and she actually gave one to me and then one to my sister, but my sister never used it. So the second one, which is identical to this other one here, is the second one. I actually stole from my sister. Stole is a strong word. I was gifted it. I know. The only thing about colored pencil, and I was really into colored pencil back then just because it came with the notebook. The problem is that like I didn't have a grasp of like kind of creating forms. So they're very line heavy drawings, and with like yellow and stuff, you can't really clearly see a lot of things. Yeah, and this one's about global warming. I know. A lot of my I made a lot of kind of messagey things. Like, oh, this one's about, yeah, there's a whole series of global warming drawings and a lot of narration. There's a lot of narrative text because it did have lines because it was a journal, and I really only used it as a sketchbook. I would include like random Spanish because I was in a Spanish class. And I did all these little like characters kind of doing things and like setting up situations. I know, and everyone kind of stood with their arms at their sides, and their hair was like stuck to their heads. I did draw a lot of these little kind of like scenes, which is something I don't see as much. I kind of don't do as instinctively. I think it's just easier as a kid to kind of do that thing. Oh, here's something my cousin drew. Yeah. Oh, he must have been, what, like 8, I guess, when he do that? Yeah, he would have been 8. Oh, this is my other cousin, so he also would have been 8, and then Sarah would have been, what, 4? 5? 4 or 5? I don't know, my cousins are all drawing in here. They're a bunch of little kids. I don't know what it was with me and these like go green things. Aliens. Oh, I really like this. Looks like something I would. This doesn't look like something I would draw today, but it's the kind of like I would draw aliens today. Aliens invading. Yeah, and these when I was a kid, when I was like right around this time, I was reading this webcomic on DeviantArt called, what was it called? It was like the Teen Titans as like babies. It was like one of the first webcomics I ever read, and they used to draw the little feet, like those Mickey Mouse like shoes that kind of like have a little like, I don't know how to describe it, but like they look like that. The way they look like these shoes. I don't know why I flipped away from it specifically. Those little like, you know, round shoes. Oh yeah, and these are all, I think these were based on like t-shirts, you can see. Yeah, these are actually t-shirt designs. Oh, my friends in middle school wanted to start a band. It was called Last Girl Standing. And I was the artist for the group, so I was drawing the logo. Very cool logo. You can see it was on just text. There's a lot of white space. I mean, I was 12, so I'm not like seriously critiquing this. I just think it's kind of funny, kind of seeing what I was working on. This is probably when I started taking drawing seriously and started drawing like every day. And you'll see I went through this sketchbook in like December to like March. So that's actually pretty quick, because actually it took me this one from recently. This one I finished in like 6 months, or wait, no, 4 months actually. Was it 4? Yeah, 4 months. This one took 4 months, but then this took like 3 months, and then this one also took like another like 2 months after it. So in about the same amount, like it took me a month longer to finish both of these, and it took me then to finish the one new one. And a lot of crossed out stuff, and then just like blank. Like I didn't think to, I can still draw in there. It's like the page is over. The page is ruined. And just some more. Oh, this was the character I made up. His name was Roy. He just looks like that. Not really an explanation for that. I think the second one of these is a little more interesting. I was kind of like just, coming up with ideas and little situations. Mostly just doing these kind of like, I don't know, I think of them as like those like one panel comics where it was just like a pun. I think a lot of these drawings are kind of like that. This character was like a compilation of all the like scribbles that like toddlers draw. I think that was based off of like a Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends thing, because there's like these scribble imaginary friends that like babies make. I do kind of like this full drawing. I feel like I was proud of that when I made it. And I still think it's good. I'm like, I was 12, I was having fun. Little Halloween. I drew it in February, so. This cute little dog. I remember I actually drew this dog in like, oh yeah, this. This like kind of Andy Warhol, duplications. Even though I just drew it 4 times, I didn't like print it, obviously. We're almost at the end of this one. Alright, George. I got really bored. There was another thing I used to do a lot, was I would like put a note in there to kind of explain away why I'd drawn that. I think it's just one of those things where you feel like you don't trust the audience to like, accept whatever you've drawn, so you feel like you need to explain it. Oh, yeah. If this is found in the future and I am famous, you have to and you have the tech to travel back in time, then travel back and tell me about myself in the future. Sincerely, Simone. So if that happens, travel back in time and meet me. Nope, not happening. And then we'll go through this one too. I feel like this one, the second one, this is only like, this starts immediately after that last one ended. So this one goes from March to May, I think. So 2 months. I blew through this one, I think. I think this is when I started really getting into Linkin Park. Although there was a Linkin Park drawing in that last one too, but I for some reason felt the need to list their entire discography up until that point. And it only went up to Minutes to Midnight, didn't it? Yeah. So I can guess that dates myself. I don't know. I know. And then I'd do all these diagrammed characters. Oh, this is about family life, or like, it was like our health class, essentially. So like, sexual health and information. This is something my cousin drew. Is it running out of ideas? And yet here I am, 10 years later, still drawing stupid things. Yeah, I feel like this is a little more, I feel like this last one was so organized. And then you're kind of seeing the kind of chaoticness that starts showing up in my later sketchbooks, but we'll see that when we get there. And then this is just like abbreviations of these different bands. Like, it's Alvin and the Chipmunks, but also like 3 Days Grace, Linkin Park. Of course, some more of these food kind of punny images. The kind of thing you see on a t-shirt. It's a weird kid. Oh, and this is when I started reading the Bat Chibi comic, which was also on DeviantArt, and it really informed I think the way I think of Batman. I don't know why. Yeah, and this is like right before I got onto DeviantArt, like with my own account. So I think if you ever see my DeviantArt account, which I think is the same name that I have on YouTube, Alternative Project, there is like a lot of the drawings do look like this because it's kind of the same era of my art. See more go green, recycle, environmental art. Who is this? Is this like a little character? Oh, so this is a mugshot for, I drew a chase scene in the last journal. So it's a crossover. And this is a character who I guess was driving that car away from the cops. Huge. Oh, here, it's like little music notes and they're like alive. That's cute. Oh, I think I was taking requests from my friends. Oh, that was cute. Okay, and then here's some kind of information about myself. I think I had this whole, like, I feel like I needed to like write down, like, keep track of everything, like document my whole life. Oh damn, I want to be a doctor. Become a doctor and artist. Girl, I don't know about that. Stuff about Linkin Park in there. Here's where I wrote my name a bunch of times. I actually had all these little pieces of paper weren't there originally. I kind of taped these in because I wrote my last name in there and I like to keep that to myself. Yeah, so if you see any of these like color blocks, those are just like, it's just information I don't want out there necessarily. Here's I had this like thing where I would this is the same character. These are different characters, but they're like they have different outfits, but they all have the same like body shape because I was good at drawing. It's just such a funny little thing. This is Santa Claus's son, I guess. It's just some dude. Oh, it's a cute little beach scene. Yeah, and I think you can really see the like, what's it called, horror vacui? That's what they call it. It's like the fear of empty space in like art. I don't know where that term came from. I assume it's like Greek, Latin or something. But yeah, you can see I'm really like filling in a lot of these like little edges, whereas in the first one I could, this has a drawing in it, but it's yellow, but like, no, I guess it's kind of the same. I think there's just moments where I felt like I could just like scribble something in, whereas like I think there's a little more control here. And there's like, and I tend to not leave the spaces empty as much. There's like a lot of like little doodles and stuff. Yeah, so this is an offensive term. That's awkward. Interesting. Oh, my cousin's party. My cousin's drawing. JBH Club. I think that means Justin Bieber Hater Club. Probably does. Oh, I reserved space in my journal to write about the new Linkin Park album. It's very on brand with me. It's very cute. Yeah, I was so into Linkin Park back then. I guess there must have been a Justin Bieber hate thing. When I was 12, so in my defense, I was 11, so some guys just don't like Justin Bieber. Cinco de Mayo. I know, I was taking that one Spanish class when I was 12, so just like really involved. Yeah, and this is all this Batman stuff, which is like loosely inspired by the Bat Chibi comics that were produced, that I read on DeviantArt. I wonder if we can still read them. If I can find it, I'll link it. Bat Chibi and my old DeviantArt page, I guess. Mother's Day. No. Some more, one of these little jokey comic strip type things. Some aliens. An elf. I know, I always diagram the things despite the fact that, like, expressive mouth. that's just funny because it's just like, it wasn't that expressive, but it was more expressive than my previous drawing, so. Yeah, some more stuff about Chibi. Oh, I was really proud of these drawings because these poses are a lot more expressive than usual. You can actually see his little feet. And I drew his little hands. Yeah, I was actually really proud of these. I thought they were so cute. What is this? Huh. Yeah, I think that's a song actually by Bowling for Soup. I mean, it was my friend Alinda's birthday and more Batman. Yeah, I've been drawing Batman basically for 10 years, I guess. Love Batman. And little comics. Oh, I miss drawing comics. Oh, this is cool. Oh, this is when I looked up some drawing prompts, and these are actually like drawing prompts for like kids in school. And so I tried doing a little still life, but I'm pretty sure I didn't actually have these items, so I think I made up this little scene. That's more. Oh, this is a nice little scene. You see a little farm, some little fields. I know it was nice to see. Like I was trying some different things. I was getting kind of bored of what I was doing. I feel like there's a lot of growth actually between this one and the last one. That chibi tie. When life gives you Skittles, I ... throw them at random people and yell at them to taste the freaking rainbow. So that's definitely something I think I read off of like a Facebook post. Because it reads like a Facebook post. Whew. Oh, and here's Batman dealing with his angel and his devil. It's very cute. Noki. That was a little cutesy Batman. I think this is almost done. Oh yeah, what's weird is that these are in May. Like this is on my birthday in 2010. And then this goes back to April. Balance of that. Yeah. That's the end of that.